Welcome on into today's video where I am going to be giving you a brand new operator guide for the reworked Hibana. Hibana's rework has made her absolutely insane, and there are so many brand new tricks and quirky little secrets that you can use with Hibana's ability to do a lot of crazy stuff. So make sure you stick around to the end so you ain't gonna miss out on them. Let's dive straight on into it, starting off with Hibana's Loadout. For Hibana's primary weapons, she will offer you the Type 89, which is going to be that standard assault rifle, or you are going to be offered the Supernova. Now these weapons are both great. Personally, I would always go with the Type 89, however I can justify using that Supernova in some certain situations. The Type 89 is overall a fantastic assault rifle, and I would highly recommend you to pick that one up. Next up, for her secondaries, she will offer you the P229RC, which is going to be that handgun, or you can have the Bearing 9, which is a machine pistol. I would always recommend you to pick that Bearing 9, no matter whether you can control the recoil of it right now. The Bearing 9 is such a fantastic weapon that I don't care if you can't control the recoil or not, because you are going to have to learn it. It is such a strong weapon to pass up on. If you are struggling with the Bearing 9 recoil control, it is possible 100%. All you have to do is get down the pattern and then practice with it in T-Hum. That Bearing 9 is an absolute asset to have, and you need to be picking it up. Next up, for Hibana's gadgets, she will offer you a stun grenade or a breach charge. Now this one is going to be situational, come down to personal preference, and it will depend on your team's composition and what you're going to be needing for that round. The stun grenades are very useful for pushing out enemies' positions, making them rotate so you can gain a more advantageous position, or simply using it to clear utility. With the likes of Aruni in the game, these flashbangs can be very useful. However, that breach charge does come in handy too. If you need a little bit of soft destruction combined with your Hibana ability, then that breach charge again is going to be very useful. Normally myself, I would go for those flashbangs. However, this is up to you. Next up is going to be Hibana's role. I believe that for Hibana's role, she is going to be either an entry fragger or a support player. If you are a tad confused on what these terms mean, I have covered a full guide on the different operator roles in Siege, and there will be a card in the top right. Hibana is obviously going to be a support player because of her ability being able to open the main breach, assist the team getting into that side. She does essentially fit your standard role of a support player. However, she can also entry frag because of her loadout. That Type 89 is a fantastic AR for entry fragging. On top of that, with her Bearing 9 weapon, is going to be incredible to use. She can work really well in some situations where, for example, you might be entry fragging early on into the map and the game. You gain that extra map control early on in order for you to go ahead and take out the hatches with your Hibana ability, because you have entry frag, gain that early map control, and can now move on forward. That is how she can work in that role. Next up is going to be Hibana's ability. Now this is where the rework is going to really come in play here. And as well, some fantastic secret little tricks that you probably don't know about that I will be showing you towards the end. Hibana's ability has changed on the primary focus, that she can now divide her pellets down to multiple sections. Instead of being able to only shoot the one standard size pellets, she will be able to shoot them in terms of 6 pellets at a time, 4 pellets and 2. All you have to simply do to do this is press the button that is associated with your platform in order to change the amount that comes out, and it will change at the bottom of your screen. On top of that, if you don't have enough pellets to fire 6, it will only allow you to select the 4 and 2 options. What this does mean is you no longer will be wasting so many pellets on a hatch, so many pellets here, so many pellets there. Instead, you can divide it down, and it will make life a lot more efficient for you and your team. You can still use the 6 pellets to open up a vaultable sized hole if you position it correctly, which is a tip that I did show off, and there will be a card in the top right if you'd like to take a look at that. And that is really as efficient as it did get with Hibana's old ability. However, now things have changed and you can do a lot more with it. As you can see here, this is what it will look like when you go ahead and fire 2 pellets, and the other one is the 4 pellets right here. The 2 pellets will kind of show off a peekable sized hole, the 4 pellets will give you a little bit of larger hole. If you are going to be looking to open up a soft hatch with Hibana, you only need to use 2 pellets now. Therefore, those breach charges might not always be the best option when it comes down to the gadget loadout. If you want to open a reinforced hatch, you only have to use 4 pellets to get it open. And Hibana will have access to 18 pellets, allowing you to fire open a lot of hatches. Now with Hibana being able to fire out 2 pellets at a time, which is a new feature, She can use this on an Aruna gate, which is quite effective. Waste that utility. You only will be using 2 of your pellets to take it out, and that is quite efficient. On top of that, if you want to take out a castle barricade, you're no longer going to have to fire 6 pellets at it like you usually would with Hibana. If you do have any questions about Hibana and her rework or would like to see some gameplay of it, I do stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 PM GMT over on Twitch. There will be a link down below in the description. If you'd like to pop by, ask me anything there, or check out the Hibana gameplay. Now it is time we move on to the brand new tricks that are really incredible with Hibana. These are the type of game-changing tricks that are gonna really make this Hibana rework, quite frankly, very impressive. First off, we have the method to take out a whole reinforcement wall with only 8 Hibana pellets. What you will need to do is walk up to the reinforcement, grab your Hibana ability out, select the 4 pellet option, then I want you to fire your first set of Hibana pellets at the bottom reinforcement. They should just tuck into the bottom, and it should fit nicely on there. Then you want to be placing the next 4 on the top, the same again, but this time at the top it will be in opposite direction, and it will look like this. Once you have done that, if you detonate it, it will now explode, destroying all of the reinforcement, and you will only be left with the soft wall. Now you will just need an extra person like a Sledge or an Ash or somebody with a little self-destruction capabilities to open up the rest of the wall. There you go, you've got yourself a whole reinforcement open in just 8 pellets. Next up is to make yourself a little bit of a vaultable hole through a reinforcement only using 4 Hibana pellets. Now this won't open the whole reinforcement wall, but what I can guarantee is that it'll create a nice and lovely entry point for you to go through as your team. And considering the fact that you only use 4 pellets and it makes a pretty decent sizable hole for you to crouch through, this is very efficient. First of all, what you will need to do is shoot out a little bit of the soft wall. As you can see here on Clubhouse, I'm going to be shooting out the soft wall where the reinforcement is. You simply shoot it so you can reveal this little panel that is going to be on the side wall of that reinforcement. You will be able to do this with your regular weapon, however a shotgun makes it that little bit easier. Then you need to grab out your Hibana ability, select the 2 pellet option, then you need to go right up to that reinforcement wall and place the Hibana pellets where I am placing them right now. And it will look something like this, and you'll see it align. Then you detonate the 2 pellets there, you will get a little explosion and it will create a little hole. However, you can't actually get through this hole, so go ahead and repeat the same procedure. Put your 2 Hibana pellets up at the top above it, detonate them off, and as you can see, you have now got yourself a hole that you can very easily walk through in just 4 Hibana pellets. And then bam, you've got 2 effective methods to go ahead and open those reinforcements right there. If you are going to be doing your placements this season, as the Neon Dawn season has only recently started, I've got a whole Discord server where people are looking to play. Whether you want to get to know the community a little better, or ask any questions you have about Siege to me personally, or find players, we've got it all covered in the Discord, and there will be a link down below. If you did find this Hibana guide useful, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe for more operator guides and tips just like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.